was like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. Plus, the next 5 people who sign up with our code will win a prize. You can make your picks right now in most states, including Georgia, Texas, and California, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your host Mace. Cam will be back, and today we are joined with our analysts Michael, Irvin, and Arabia.
Mike, how you doing? Arabia, what's going on?
Hey there, what's up? Happy to be here. How are you?
I'm doing well. It seemed like Mike tried to wear my colors, but I don't know what's going on. I got on a brown jacket. He got on a brown jacket with a little hint of blue. I don't know what's going on. Stats wearing a Steeler jersey. I need a timeout. Just before we start. How was y'all weekend?
Well, my weekend was really, really great. It was Halloween. It was amazing. Uncle Mike, how was your weekend?
Yes, man. You know, Mace throwing some shade and all of that. He didn't really mean it. You know it's some shade in that. And what he's really talking about is me losing Saturday with Miami and you losing Sunday, Ray. Don't let him mess with you like this. Don't even act like we're going to justify that right there.
Yay, Mike.
When he said, how was Sunday? When he said, how was your weekend? Oh, he done included college games. See what he said.
Mike, who need enemies with friends like these? Oh, Mike.
Right. So,
yeah.
I'm in pain.
I think, and I'm just going to start with it. I think Stat jinxed them, really. I don't want to put it all on you. Maybe Stat jinxed them. Who knows? Did you bring Killer to the game?
No, and it was an odd weekend, and it ain't certainly not Stat's fault or Killer fault. But what made it odd for me was this was like, okay, it wasn't like it was real enemy territory. I mean, this is my city too. You know, I saw a whole bunch of people doing, it was an 11 o'clock game in the morning, 11 a.m. And they were still out there early, getting crunk up early. So I was like, I should go over there and stir it up. And then I said, no, because they're real family. So I can't stir it up too bad. I just wanted to spank them a little bit Saturday and then hug them Monday night when the Cowboys game. You know, we were just enemies for a moment. But obviously they spanked me and hopefully they'll hug me Monday night when the Cowboys take care of the Cardinals.
Mike, that was wild. They spanked you and you hoping they hug you and you was going to spank them. Mike, all of that was crazy.
It's the difference between a beating and a loving.
A spanking is crazy. But Arabia, we're going to let you go since you guys are the hosts for the day. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just add. She said, huh? I'll just add. I had a great weekend. I know Miami lost. I was kind of clear about my thoughts on that. But, I mean, as far as Carson Beck, you definitely got to work on those interceptions. But I'm going to stick beside him because that is our QB. But we've all had some weeks, especially in sports. I think all of us have felt what it feels like to be a fan. And that's just part of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Arabia, because I'll save mine for last.
Well, I'm just glad that Michigan won because I know who my Commanders are. So I'm happy that Michigan beat Purdue. I had an up Saturday and I had a down Sunday. So, you know, one of my teams won, one of my teams lost. And both teams performed exactly how I expected them to. So
now we're happy that Michigan won. Listen, You know what? I'm happy the Lakers won. Austin Reeves had 50. If this is where we're going early in the morning, I should have had a cappuccino for real. This is crazy. I'm happy Austin Reeves had 50. It was a great weekend. I mean, what could I say? Who are you guys for Halloween?
Who was I for Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
Mike go first. Yes.
Wait, I want to understand him, man, because you dishing it out like you the car dealer and you ain't got a hand here. But I could have sworn the Buffalo Bills tap right on y'all head and you lost that game.
Yeah,
I don't know why you
but Austin Reeves had 50.
Like you.
Austin Reeves had 50. I'm going with the flow of the show. She just told me that the Michigan won, so I'm just following protocol, Tell Cam if he doesn't like it, I'm up here following protocol. You see this, Cam? She's talking about the Michigan one. So who am I not to say that Austin Reeves had 50, What's going on here? What's really going on here?
I don't know what's really
everybody
going
was
on.
Talking about their college team. We were talking about the college team. I just put my college team out there.
Right.
So, dang, I can't talk about my college team too.
Oh,
I
my
with the NFL
goodness.
while y'all talk about Miami and everything else. You can skip from the same league, from team to team to team in the same league, but I can't be a fan of NFL teams and college teams. Let's talk about my college team winning. That's crazy. You got
Who's
a little
skipping
Ohio
from
bias.
team to team? My team is still my team.
Oh, because I thought at first you was a Redskins fan back in the day, and then you was a Chiefs fan, and then you abandoned the Chiefs when they didn't have a good start for somebody. I can't keep up, but my fault. If you're still a Chiefs fan, that's very consistent, and I love that.
And I love that for you. Okay, so Arabia brought up a good point. There were some downs Sunday. So I want to start with this first game because of the injury. This is a very unfortunate down because this is something that nobody wanted to see. So we saw the Seahawks beat the Commanders 38-14. Jayden Daniels went down with a severe arm injury. So Arabia, I'm actually going to let you go first. Then Mike, how do you feel about the Commanders season so far?
Like I said, it's exactly as I expected. I try to warn people in the off season what this season was going to look like. I try to explain to people that just because we made it to the NFC Championship game last season, that did not mean that we were going to do anywhere near the same thing this season. But I was a hater. I wasn't a real fan. I was a woman who needed to stay in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen cooking. You just not listening. Okay. And y'all don't like when a female knows more ball than you. Listen to me. I promise you, I will guide you to the light. I told you guys exactly what was going to happen, and it's playing out week after week. This season is going the way that it is because last year we didn't have the same problems with injuries. We got lucky with the injury bug. Last season, we had an easier schedule. We didn't have the same tough schedule that we did this year. And I know y'all don't like to hear the fact that sometimes having film on players doesn't matter, but that definitely matters. So either way, there's a lot of blame going around. A lot of people saying that Adam Peters didn't build a good roster. A lot of people saying that Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn shouldn't have had Jayden Daniels in the game. Down 31 points with seven minutes left in the game. A lot of people saying that Joe Witt Jr. needs to be fired. But my whole thing with that is we don't have the personnel for man. And when we play man, we get beat. We're not sticky enough in zone. When we play zone, gaping holes in that defense. People are wide open when they throw on us. So it's almost like, what is there to do with the personnel that we have? Either way, I hope that Jayden Daniels heals up. Like you said, Stat, it's a very gruesome injury. We got to see what Marcus Mariota can do. But at this point, the proof is in the pudding. We're still in a rebuild. Y'all didn't like to hear it in the offseason, but we're seeing it play out. And, the team isn't good. It's not a good team.
Who is y'all? Who is y'all, Arabia? Who is y'all?
That's a great question. So y'all is NFL fans and die-hard Commanders fans who don't like to hear the truth about their team. Some fans are realistic about who their team is. Some fans put their cape on for their team like the team is paying them. And they don't like to hear negative things about their team. So the y'all are the people who didn't believe what I was saying in the offseason.
Would Michael Irvin qualify as a y'all? Would Stat qualify as a y'all?
No.
Listen.
No, I didn't hear Michael or Stat say anything about the Commanders that are supposed to be good this season.
No, I mean about their
Michael
team.
And Stat are not y'all.
I'm talking about their team. Are they? Would they be considered a y'all when it comes to the Cowboys for Mike or the Steelers when it comes to stats team?
Well, yeah, we're just as much of a y'all as you are when it comes to the Chiefs. That's how we y'all, if we want to y'all that. But listen, hey, Arabia, that was a mic drop. Everything you said was a mic drop, and I was part of that y'all because and Mace and everybody else were because they were sitting here saying the Cowboys are the worst team in the East because we expected
Oh my
Washington and the
goodness.
Philly to be the top teams. We all fell into that. If you're telling me you were predicting this and saying this early on, because I didn't see it happening. I saw when you got Debo Samuel, I thought, oh my God, they just got the missing piece. Because last year, the only thing I thought that was missing was toughness. And Philadelphia out toughed you in that championship game. And Debo Samuel is when you look up the definition of tough, they got a picture of Debo Samuel and his son. His son too, because his son is a little muscle. He's gonna be another Debo Samuel. But so I thought you had picked up that missing piece that they needed. So I am devastatingly surprised at what Washington's going through. And I am saddened to see what Jayden Daniels suffered today. Now, get this, because you guys saw that game today, and you saw Jayden Daniels was trying to come back, and he wanted to be the hero. I mean, he was putting himself in harm's way with some of the runs and some of the things he was trying to do, trying to force action to make it happen. And yeah, so I honor him for trying to pull his team out of it. I must admit, when he went down, I thought about his mom and all of the things that she said when she said, "Stop putting your mouth on my son," and comparing him and saying this is a RG3 situation. I absolutely went to that thought and started praying for him. And like you, Arabia, and he's just such a great talent. We all are praying for him. He's one of the yeah, we need all our brothers to stay right up there. We got to get them back on the field and get them back out there. Great, get him back at the fast because he represents us all well.
Yeah, I really hope he prayers up for Jayden Daniels and the entire family. I pray he have a supernatural, speedy recovery because that will be what's warranted for this great family. So, Mama, we're praying for you, and Mama,
Yeah.
I know our prayers work. So we look forward to him returning in rare form.
For sure.
Hey,
Okay.
let me tell y'all this though, not to make jokes of it, but and we swear, I promise.
Mhm.
Well, we're praying for his recovery, but it reminded when you said that space, it reminded me when I hurt my knee. Right, my second year in the league, I tore my ACL, and my mom got on a plane and she came down. She said, "I'm gonna come take care of you, baby." She came and take care of me, and I was being a baby laying in the bed, and she was rubbing my knee, and I was depressed. And she was saying, "Well, we're gonna be all right, baby. God is always able. God is able." And she was asking me a few questions. She said, "Well, baby, are we gonna have to give back the money?" I said, "No. That signing bonus is our money, right? It's our money, right?" And she was rubbing it. And she said, "Well, we don't have to give back the money." I said, "No." And she said, "Well, what about the other money?" I said, "Oh, they still gonna be paying us while we hurt." She said, "Oh boy, why you got me up here? We fine then." That's all she cared about. She was like, "Boy, what you talking about? The money's still coming. You gonna be fine, boy. Don't you worry about it." You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm just it was that mom, boy. Yeah, that made me think about my mom, man. So yeah, she'll be praying. We're praying for him. I love that dude, Jayden Daniels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
we do.
she's really been protecting the bag. She been
He's
TSA
been
the whole
protecting it.
time. She
Boy,
making
you know
sure.
it, boy.
She definitely has.
I like that, Mace. Wait a minute. Stop. What you said, boy? Where you get that one from? She been checking the bag. She been TSA the whole time. Hey, hey, that's all right there. She checking everything, boy. I'm talking
Yeah.
about checking it like Santa, too. Checking that list twice. Not one time. She checking that list twice. Trying to find out who naughty or nice for hers. I understand.
Yeah, since the
She
government
is,
has
as she
been
should.
since the government has been down when you go through the airport, they've been letting people go through just without checking anything. So that's what brought it to my mind.
That's scary.
That's scary.
Yeah, I'm like, that is scary.
Yeah.
But Arabia brought up this point earlier, and so I do kind of want to discuss this a little bit more because I feel like the question of the day is why did Dan Quinn leave Jayden Daniels in the game after being down 31 points? So Arabia first, how do you kind of feel about that decision made by the head coach?
I mean, hindsight is always 2020, right? Like looking at what happened and the timing and all that kind of stuff. Like, who knows that if in the next offensive series he would have kept Jayden Daniels out, and if inevitably they would have taken him out, who knows when that would have been? Of course, now I'm like, well, dang, there wasn't about to be some miraculous comeback, but who knows? Maybe there was about to be. I don't know how the coaching staff felt in that moment. Maybe they did feel like they wanted to give Jayden Daniels some more reps in the game because he's been missing some games, or if they felt like that was going to be his last offensive drive and then they were going to take him out. But, obviously now I definitely feel like they should have taken him out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what we feel, Mike, the coach himself said he regretted. So that means it was a bad decision. Whenever we think something is cool, but when the coach himself get on that platform and say, you know what, I totally regret this. She said hindsight is 2020, and he got a full vision right now to never do that again. They're down 31. You're not going to win this game. Let the man rest.
Okay.
Yeah, but there were a lot of other elements. There were a lot of other elements that were at play. And Arabia, I think you hit and touched on a few of them. With all the injuries and the situation that was going on, Jayden Daniels wanted to come back and be the savior. He wanted to get himself back in to playing shape, and because he took I thought he was very, very aggressive himself tonight, wanting to come out and make plays. He wanted to lead his team. So coach was giving him a chance to show his team and lead his team and give his team that spark. As I said earlier, I thought he was putting himself in harm's way a lot, trying to get it done. But that's a hard thing, a very difficult decision to make, to tell a young man, you give up right here when he's trying to show his team. I know I missed time, and you feel like you owe your team something. Like, hey, we're in this rut because I haven't been here, and you want to try to make it up for your team. So, I understand both sides. I understand we're saying where they should have taken him out, but I also understand coach saying, that's my dog, and I want him to try. I want to give him an opportunity to accomplish what he's trying to accomplish. It just didn't work out this time.
Nah, Mike. How can you say this when we're looking at a player that just left the season earlier with an injury about a knee? So you're going to put him in this situation? No, you can't do that. 2 injuries is too much in the first 2 years.
We also watched that game between Chicago and Cincinnati. And a lot of people would have said the same thing that you guys just said. No way. This game was over. Cincy doesn't have a shot. And they came all the way back and had a shot at winning that game. We just got another crazy play at the end of that game from Caleb Williams and the rookie tight end. So you know what I mean? So if you saw that, you said, oh, okay, there is hope here. So that you play it both ways, and I'm sure they saw that.
Yeah, but they didn't win, so why risk it? But you know what, Mike? This is Titletown thoughts. I don't care to argue with you on this. I'm gonna let you have it.
Okay, well, on the topic of Titletown thoughts, we got to talk about the Chiefs. The Chiefs lost to the Bills. You can't make this up.
Go with your bad self. What a segue.
I mean, hey.
Way to take his own words and put it on a belt and then turn around and BTA belt the ass with it. Bam. So go ahead, I appreciate that. I appreciate what you did.
Right. We might not be connected with the NFL, but that college, hey. Okay. So, yes, Chiefs lost to the Bills 28-21. The Chiefs are 5-4. Arabia, does this loss for the Chiefs worry you at all? And then how did you feel about this game?
No, it doesn't worry me at all. I think, my whole thing for the Bills is do it in the postseason. The regular season win, I'm not trying to minimize it or say that it doesn't matter, because this regular season win mattered. So congratulations to the Buffalo Bills. Right now, the AFC playoff picture is super tight. If the season ended right now, the Chiefs would not make the playoffs. So they're right outside at the number 8 spot in the playoff picture. So this regular season win for the Bills matters. The Patriots are right now leading that division. This win matters. However, when it comes to this Bills-Chiefs rivalry, which is starting to really develop into, the Bills are 5-0 so far in the last 5 games. 5 consecutive wins against the Chiefs in the regular season. But the Chiefs are 4-0 in the playoffs last 4 times. So this was a great win, Buffalo. All I'm saying is do it in the postseason. Josh Allen had his best completion percentage of his career. Patrick Mahomes had the worst completion percentage of the year, and it matters. But I just want to see the same energy in the postseason when it matters after the regular season.
Yeah, and I think this matters. I think the way the Buffalo got this win was big, and defensively, the way they played. Yeah, they put pressure on Patrick Mahomes, but that young boy Bishop had a coming out party in that secondary, the safety, and I saw him diagnosing and reading plays and knocking down plays, intercepting passes. I said to myself, okay, this kid here, he knows how to watch film. He was baiting and setting up Patrick Mahomes. Like, okay, I'm running with this guy in the last second, turning back to get in the way of a pass that's going to Travis Kelce or something like that. Somebody else said he wasn't even playing. I'm telling you, that right there is what I pulled out of that game, because that's what that will be the difference. We talk about when we get into the playoffs. Okay, you want their Josh Allen to outplay Patrick Mahomes, and that's a hard call sometimes, especially in the playoffs with Titletown, USA, as Mace like to know, I'm like to call them. But if you start getting a young guy like Bishop making plays on 4th down, knocking balls away, on right there, intercepting a third quarter pass, it's a whole different game. It gives Buffalo something that Kansas City has on offense in Travis Kelce. Now Buffalo has it on defense in Bishop. That's what I pulled out of this game. And watch, that's what'll make a difference when and if they get in the playoffs next time.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my goodness. You clap for yourself, fellas. What a great act, I think of this as, you ever played chess, Mike? You play chess? Do y'all play anything like that?
I play chess in the game of life while everybody else plays checkers. I'm always playing chess, but I never played the game chess.
All right, so let me share something with you. I can't explain it that way to you, so I got to take my ladder route for you, Mike, and for the people that don't understand chess. When you look at this game, I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes. Actually, this is a hat trick play. This is, if you're a master magician, this is a hat trick play. It's like you don't show all of your stuff in the regular season. Like we heard Arabia says, they won 5 games straight in the regular season, only to be able to say when this is over, they're going to lose 5 times straight in the playoffs. So I don't care how stat position this question. It's not really anything to be concerned about. This is what always happened. They win when it doesn't count, and we win when it does count. I think that's what makes it Titletown, right? That people actually celebrate like Stat is celebrating. She's enamored with this situation. She's jubilant with this situation. You see her, she comes in with the Steeler jersey on. Oh, we beat Indiana, but we all know when the season is over, we're gonna be saying, Nick, listen to this. Mike Tomlin is still 500. That's all we're gonna get from this. We're not gonna get anything else. So if you want to win when it doesn't count, bravo. Bravo. How did Young Thug said it? Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, this is a new bravo. Celebrate. Enjoy yourself. What do you think, Nick?
Mace, you can't, Mace, you can't fool us, Mace. You cannot fool us. You cannot tell us, Mace. You're sitting here at peace.
No, I am.
Harmony.
I am,
with
Mike.
Yourself in all that's going on. And the Chiefs already got 4 losses on the season. We only played 9 games. And they got 4 of those losses. They're about to, you mentioned 500 Mike Tomlin. They're about to be 500 themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing, Mike. We're not 500. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Had we won this game, we would have the identical record of the Buffalo Bills, which would be 6-3. I know exactly what I'm talking about. This is all set up to be a late round letdown. You know how you come in the playoffs. I think he's really just trying to get them amped up to play better. That's all I think that, Patrick Mahomes is doing. I don't think he's lost a step. I don't think he's taken a step back. I think he's still the best quarterback in football when it comes down to it. I think we're celebrating people in the regular season. But I'm going to let y'all have the regular season because Titletown has nothing to do with the regular season.
I think it has everything to do with the regular season, though, if you guys don't make the playoffs, which if it ended today, and I know that's situational,
right?
You guys wouldn't.
That's 2 ifs. I've heard a total of 16 ifs since you guys have started, but I'm going to stop counting.
But most things are going to be ifs because we have to give predictions to see how things are going to play as the season goes on, which is why, me personally, I'm finna wear my Steelers jersey because we're at the top of our division right now. You guys are 3rd. The only team under y'all is the Raiders, which is why I feel like that is concerning because y'all already have too many losses.
All right, so say it like this. If the playoffs started today, the Chiefs wouldn't be in it. But you know the big thing about that conversation is if. We're not going with if. I can't go with if. If you would like to go with if, go with if. But I've come too far to be going with if at this point, Mike. I know too much.
No, but if they continue to do what they're doing and they do this for the second half, they will be out of the playoffs. And the thing is this. Here's what I'm saying with the Chiefs. I thought, and I know they thought that they had found the switch. Flip the switch, and now they'll be moving. Remember those first 2 games, they were on 2, then the 3rd. They were averaging 20-something points scoring. The Chiefs were those first 3 games when they were 1-2. But then the next 4 or 5 games, they reeled off like 30-something as they were getting everybody back. And now we were talking about they're getting back in a groove. The Buffalo Bills dropped them back in that 20 range. And I'm telling you, to 21 today. When the Chiefs are on, when you're stopping Patrick Mahomes in the red zone and not letting them get in the end zone, you have a chance of winning this game.
Mike, that's not what happened, Mike.
It could not be stopped.
Mike, that's not what happened. I had to cut you off. That's not what happened. Patrick Mahomes really sat there and said this in his own mental mind that I'm going to let them win. It's almost like what Floyd used to do with people. You guys that watch boxing, he says, this fighter was a hell of a fighter, and he's such a tough opponent, and we come November, whatever the date was, I'm going to be on my A game. Y'all going to see the best Floyd Mayweather you ever seen. That's all talk. I look at this game as mental talk, just the ease. What's his name? Josh. You would rather Josh Allen be confident going into the playoffs instead of feeling like he got something to prove. So when he gets this win, he feel like, I beat him again. I could beat him. It's almost like a way to let him let his guard down.
That's interesting take. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I think that's a very unique, interesting take. But there's absolutely no way that Patrick Mahomes is letting their opponents win. Like, it's just not. Great take, Mace. I mean, you are a god tier at this football and sports take industry. I see why you're so good at what you do. That was absolutely incredible. I look up to you. I got to get my takes together the same way you get your takes together. I got to mirror my game after yours because you 1-on-1, Maze. I tell you that right now. You 1-on-1. But I gotta say, Patrick Mahomes is not letting teams lose on purpose. But you do your thing. You got to get an award after
you on
this.
Pitt D, Arabia. I love you in there. You appreciate
Mace 101 for real, because that was crazy. But nah, we can't let you do that, sir.
Not at this level. Not at this level.
That was just holding her head like, yeah, that boy good. That boy good.
I'm
good.
Stressed. I'm stressed, y'all. So let me ask y'all this. So a little bit of mixed reviews. Arabia, you're not too worried. Mace, you're not worried at all. Mike is like on the fence. So what would it take for y'all to start worrying about the Chiefs? Because we know in the playoffs, the Bills haven't beat them, of course. So when do you start to worry about the Chiefs, given the record that they have right now, Arabia?
I would say right now it's November, so some of the really good teams are starting to separate themselves from the pack. And I think about this when it comes to the Colts. A really good start or a really bad start potentially might not hold anywhere near the same weight as a really good finish or a really bad finish. So it's November. Like their best ball is about to start to get played. So I will start to be worried if I see what the Jaguars are doing, who are also a 5-win AFC team. I will be worried if the Broncos and the Chargers continue to pull away in that division and other teams that are currently in the playoff picture are starting to pull away from the Chiefs. Then I'm going to get worried because, like we said, if the Chiefs don't make it, then they don't make it. They just, lived and died in the regular season. But I'm not necessarily worried about that right now because a championship caliber team like the Chiefs knows organizationally how to get it done and how to not only finish a season, but how to perform efficiently in the playoffs to get to the big game. So I'm going to give the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt as a championship caliber team season after season to be able to recalibrate and get it done for the second half of the season. I'm not worried yet, but I am keeping my eyes on them over the next few weeks.
Okay, Mike.
And listen, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I also understand that other side of it because I've been there. I've been there where you come out for years after years and dominated. And you see just a little bit of erosion on what you're doing each year, but you still get the job done. And it doesn't just come, it doesn't send text messages. You guys don't have it anymore. Doesn't write you a letter. You're not the same Chief you used to be. It just happens just like that. And I'm going to tell you something. When it happens, you go and grab, you think you Popeye, you go get your spinach. You try to take your spinach, but it don't change you and nothing happens. And you talk about, am I concerned with the Chiefs? I am a little concerned because I look at the schedule. They got the Broncos coming up, and the Broncos right now are ahead of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Then they got to turn around and take on that other first place team, the Colts. Even though the Colts lost today, a pretty good football team. So yeah. And then after that, they got to come and play that high flying team called the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just letting you know, boy, y'all will be sitting around here. You can lose the next two games and be under 500 coming into Dallas. So I have a concern there. I have a concern because they thought, like I said, they flipped the switch and now it's going and the engine is ready. We're going to put up 30 points every game. And when they flipped that switch today, the lights didn't come on and they lost.
Oh, Mike, you said everything but the bye week. Do you want to put the bye week in there? Come next week, we'll be resting. We'll be going through, just proper protocol, figuring out what we did wrong. And not even that we did wrong something in this game, because we'll just be figuring out, okay, do we want to score 40 every game or do we want to score 35, Mike? The only way I get nervous about this is that week 12. That week 12 is when, like you said, that's when it really matters. On the 16th, whether who that we're playing, Denver. We played Denver on the 16th, and on the 23rd we got Indiana. I'm not at all worried about the Cowboys. Let me tell you this now, Mike. We get past these next 2 weeks after the bye, and we come steamrolling in Cowboys, I'm bringing my cowboy hat back out. So I just want y'all to know on whatever day that is, on the 7th when we play the Cowboys, I'll be bringing the cowboy hat back out. And I don't want to hear no talk, Mace, why you got a blue cowboy hat on. I'm going to just start wearing color cowboy hats of every team we beat. How about that, to show you how concerned I am? I'm not concerned at all, Stat. I got a purple cowboy hat for the Vikings. I'm going to get a yellow one for the Steelers. Yeah, remember that. And I'm going to get a royal blue, cobalt blue cowboy hat for you guys, for the Cowboys.
Just wear it.
So you just make sure.
Just wear it after the game.
Yeah.
In the
Just
comments.
wear it after the game.
He said that's that. Okay, in the comments down below, let us know how y'all feel about the Chiefs.
TikTok is going to love it.
TikTok will love it. Also, shout out to the Bills because even though it's a little bit undermining, they still won the game.
Yeah, shout out to Conway. Shout out to Griselda. Shout out to everybody in Buffalo. You guys got to win. It's good for the city. Is that even New York, Nick? Is that New York? Can we get Nick on the camera? Nick, is that New York? He said it's upstate. No, I call y'all New York. Nick said y'all upstate.
Okay, y'all. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss the Steelers. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, everyone. I know every time we're on here, we're joking, we're having fun, but we really care about our fans. We really care about our subscribers. And if there's any way that we could be of help to you, we want you to use the information on your screen because we have more to offer. Have a blessed day.
Welcome back. So if y'all are watching right now, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1 million. We are almost there. And when we hit 1 million, we definitely got a couple surprises for y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But now we're going to get into our underdog picks of the day. Y'all know it's Monday Night Football. The Cardinals will play the Cowboys. Underdog has Dak Prescott at 269.5 passing yards. Higher or lower, Mace?
Pause. I got to go lower. It's the Cowboys. I don't go high on anything that's the Cowboys. I got to stay focused right here.
Okay, let's see if your mind changes for this one. They got CeeDee Lamb at 80.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
I'm going to give him a break. I'm going to go higher.
An exception. Sometimes things change.
You know, because of the blue glasses. The blue glasses got me a little jacked up today, so I put my foot in my mouth a little bit, trying to do what Michael Irvin them do. That's why I don't get real hyper. You end up saying the wrong things.
Foot in my mouth? Is that a saying?
Yeah, Stat, you only 13, Stat. You don't know these sayings, Stat.
I'm asking
Your
for
foot in your mouth? You never heard that?
No, never.
Oh, my goodness. Ask Arabia and Mike. Mike, you ever heard that?
I don't think so.
It's definitely a saying. I'm like, I've never heard that before.
Arabia.
Come on, it's definitely a saying. She put her foot in her mouth. It means you said something and you kind of did something that went against that. Like,
you walk differently than you just spoke, or something to that effect. It's a country term. You should know it, Stat. It came. They used to say it in Jacksonville.
Mike don't know either, and we both around South, so
I bet you your dad knows it.
I've heard it before, but I don't know what y'all talking about, and that's just too much pause for me. That's what I just got out of that. That's why I was like, just leave it alone.
He said, hey, man, say, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Marvin Harrison is at 55.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower?
Higher.
Make sure y'all download the Underdog app, and you can make your picks too. So the Steelers beat the Colts 27-20. Arabia, what stood out to you in this game?
Oh man, the turnovers. Once again, one of the most predictable factors when it comes to wins and losses is turnovers. The Colts had 4 turnovers through the first 8 games. They had 6 yesterday versus the Steelers. The Steelers defense really showed up. The Steelers defense really dominated, and that Steelers offense capitalized on the plays that the defense made. A lot of Giants fans are warning Colts fans that the real Slim Shady is standing up and that the clock is about to strike midnight and Daniel Jones is turning back into a pumpkin. And, people are calling him Indiana Jones. People call him Danny Dimes. People call him Vanilla Vic. All these cool little nicknames are going to go out the window. I personally am not there yet. I'm not there yet to say that Daniel Jones is returning back to New York Giants form. But what I will say, like I said before, it's November. Some of the better teams are going to start to separate. The Colts have set themselves up in a really good position headed into the second half of the season, but we're going to see how they handle another loss. I was really excited to see how they would handle adversity being in a game like in the same way that they haven't been before. So no need to panic yet, but I am keeping my eye on the Colts to see how they finish the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, and I knew everybody was going to start with that. Indiana Jones turned back to Daniel Jones, and when you start, well, he starts turning the ball over. That's the first thought that'll go through your mind. But I thought the coach still continued to play good. What happened? The defense shut it down. I give Pittsburgh's defense more credit than I'm going to take credit away from Indiana Jones. I still think that's a very good football team. But Pittsburgh was desperate. They were desperate. They had to win that game. You guys had people like Mace over there already saying that Baltimore was going to win the division, and they were desperate to win that game, so they did. Daniel Jones, if he throws too many interceptions, all I'm going to do is start turning the ball around more and handing it off to Jonathan Taylor. That's the backstop to what everybody believes going to happen to the Colts when they think one day Daniel Jones, as Arabia just said, will turn back into the pumpkin and and everything will go south. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that. I thought Pittsburgh did a great job on defense today and stood up and made the plays they need to win the game. But Indy will be right there when the Chiefs come off that bye week. They'll be waiting.
I mean, like she said, you turning the ball over, you got the 2 turnovers that Daniel Jones himself made. Then you got the secondary, like the 18 dropbacks. It was at least about 18 dropbacks that you could just see that they just had his number. Sometimes people study better than you came to play. And I think that's one of those games that we saw right there. But when you get also, if your front line is letting you get sacked 5 times, you might need to take them out, buy all of them Rolexes or do something for that front line because they're not protecting you. And at least in this game, they weren't protecting Daniel Jones. And I wouldn't really even put this against him that much other than the 2 turnovers because when you're under pressure the whole game, it's kind of hard to perform well if you're not Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or what's his name in Ohio that just got hurt. Joe Burrows. Yeah, when you're not one of those elite quarterbacks, you can't perform that well under pressure, especially when they're letting people get through that front line. So that's what I look at it as. And those 18 dropbacks was very significant because it disturbed his whole rhythm.
I mean, for us, of course, I'm ecstatic. That's why I got to bring out the jersey because we beat the team who had the best record in the NFL. And at that, I feel like this is exactly the pick-me-up we needed. I mean, I'm hoping that it can continue for these next games, but right before the game even started, Steelers fans were holding like a fake funeral for our defense because our defense quite literally hasn't been showing up. So the fact that they were able to do so this game, which I think is one of the most important moments to do so, is important. I mean, we forced 6 turnovers. Daniel Jones had about 3 interceptions, I think. Like, to me, even just by the Colts side, they looked really shooken up because they were just messing up. A lot of things were sloppy. A lot of things were just not converting. So I'm just happy that, one, we didn't drop the ball because it easily could have just been like, okay, the Colts made mistakes, but they could have brought it back. We didn't even give them the opportunity to bring it back. Because when you look at that final score and you see that 27-20, I think a lot of people were like, well, it's just like a 7-point. Like, it wasn't a true, to me, it wasn't like a true 7-point difference, because throughout the game, we had control, which is something that I'm happy to see, that we had constant control throughout the entire game, and it didn't look like we were going to lose it, and we didn't. So I'm just happy about this win. It's exciting because, of course, we're at the top of our division. We know Lamar Jackson is back. We saw what the Ravens did to Miami, and I don't think a lot of people were worried about Miami to begin with, but this is kind of what we need, because a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, the Ravens are going to turn things around and we're probably going to drop the division. But I think this is one of those wins that shows like we're a legit team, even though a lot of people didn't think so. So shout out to the Steelers. Hopefully we can keep it up. Hopefully defense can keep it together, because I'm not too worried about our offense. I think our offense is doing what they need to do. It could be a little bit better, because offense didn't even go super crazy to me, but a good win.
Do you feel comfortable with Aaron Rodgers now? You feel like...
Yeah. I mean, I'm always going to support...
You're not going to double back?
I'm always going to support who's in the position of the team. Like, you're dealt your cards. Like, your cards are your cards. I'm not going to be like, like, at that point, I'm going to stick beside him. So you're not going to do what
you did to Russell Wilson?
I still stuck beside Russell Wilson, but I still...
like he's not tall enough. I
mean, he's still not. That still stands true. But what I'm saying is, even if Russell Wilson was our quarterback, I would still be mad about it, but I still got to stick beside him. But we don't have to deal with that anymore. So I'm good, y'all. I'm gooder than good.
I can't make this up.
This is what we needed: a good Hall weekend and a good win. And that's all. I can't be mad. As I said, I'm gonna keep it cool, calm, and collected. And I'm gonna see what happens as the weeks go on. That's all I can do. Okay. So J.J. McCarthy led the Vikings to a 27-24 win versus the Lions. I know there's some things that we just can't determine off of some games, but when do you determine, Arabia, if a young quarterback is good or not? And then how did you feel about this win versus the Lions?
Oh, man, that's a whole topic that I've spoken about with Champ Bailey on my show, which, by the way, comes out Tuesday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, right on the same channel as It Is What It Is. But in this microwave society, in this instant gratification society, I don't think we give young players enough time to develop. We put so much pressure, and we have these rookies on such a short leash that we're ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater when it shouldn't be that way. Do you understand that when a rookie quarterback comes in and plays immediately, J.J. McCarthy is not an example of this, but just in general, when a rookie comes in, he's learning the game as he's playing. So we cannot say, even in someone's rookie season, whether they're good or bad, because there are examples of rookie quarterbacks who had a really terrible season, but then ended up going on to be Hall of Famers, and vice versa. Rookies who had great rookie seasons, but ended up not being so good. So give it, I would say, even 3 seasons to really see who this person is. Rookie season, cool. And then their sophomore season, how they adjust. And then their third season, you really get to see who they are. But we judge these rookies way too quickly in this kind of microwave society that we're in. And what I'll say about J.J. McCarthy is he's 2-1 so far as a starter. And his 2 wins are against division rivals on the road. That's no easy feat. So I think Vikings fans should be really happy that J.J. McCarthy is in the game. Go blue. And right now the NFC North is super close. NFC West and NFC North have 3 teams with the same amount of wins. NFC West has 3 6-win teams. NFC North has 3 5-win teams. So right now they're just looking to stack those wins and try to get into the playoffs. But I would give J.J. McCarthy more time to judge whether he's actually good or actually bad.
And time is something that we don't always have here in the National Football League, because a lot of teams are trying to take advantage of that rookie contract. That's just the reality of it. They're like, hey, wait a minute. We got a rookie contract. We know this is going to be our guy. We can spend money everywhere else. So that's why it's imperative now for these young guys to play early, like Arabia says, to be thrown in the fire like she's talking about. That's the reality of it. Now, my comfort comes from Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, who is truly one of those quarterback whispers, bringing in guys and knows how to get the best out of those guys and teach them a game a different way. I love the fact that J.J. McCarthy, this has been his only coach. This is not like what we are seeing Sam Darnold, where you had such a tough time over here. Now you have to unlearn the dumb stuff before we can teach you the good stuff. He gets him fresh out of college. I do believe. I do believe right now, like Arabia said, you have your quarterback. I see enough things right now to say he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. Not just the physical skill set of what I see him do on the football field. Also, how he acts and interacts with his team. All of this, and doing what did that thing Justin Jefferson do? That little gritty, doing all of this stuff, having fun with him because that's a young team. That's a young team, and when they get young guys like that, it energizes the team. Look at what Scatterboo and Dark was doing for the Giants. So yeah, I think they have their young guy. I think they have their quarterback, but we'll see how it plays out. But the fact that they got the right coach, I think he'll be fine.
So, Mike, let me get this correct. We're celebrating their sports accolades on the level of their dances now, Mike. Is this what we succumb to at this point in football? That you're weighing how
but
good he is
emotions,
by his
emotions.
dances?
Well, no, emotions. I tell you guys all the time. Emotions such a big important part of the game. And I've already told you and illuminated how important it is if you're so fortunate. And I call it being fortunate to have your heart and soul of your football team be the quarterback, a la a Tom Brady, and like give you that extra energy like a Baker Mayfield or what we see Scatterboo and Dart does. I see some of that with McCarthy. That's the only thing I was alluding to. It's not everything, but it is something when you're getting along better and having fun with the guys because we accomplish more things when we're having fun than we do when we're dealing in pain.
Yeah.
That's why having fun makes it important.
I think JJ McCarthy is a great talent. I'm not at all alarmed by how he's playing. I think he come from Paul's even good stock when you think of the Michigan program that he come out of. But I would be remiss if I wasn't to say that I'm expecting him to play better. I am as a former, Wolverine fan. I'm just expecting him to play better, and I get that he's young, but when that ball is placed in your hand, you got to perform, son. We're looking for you to do well. And it's a great time. It's a great time to be on this team because the ball is in your hand. They're trusting you to win some games. You ain't got to win all of the games, but he definitely got to take care of the ball and he got to win some games. I would just keep it there. The percentage, the QBR is too low. What else? He's not getting enough yards up the field when it comes to the players. He's not getting the ball to the right people at the right time. And all of that could be a timing issue, but that got to turn around.
And then
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Stat. And this is for anybody, but Mike, I'll ask you this. Do you think there's something to be said about a player who doesn't have NFL film? And by that, I mean whether it's a rookie or whenever you're debuting in the NFL for that season. The fact that you don't really have a full season of film to study. You don't know this person's tendencies in every situation. Like, is there something to be said about there not being a season's worth of film on someone yet?
Correct. Yes. And Warren Sapp used to he said the fastest amoeba or something on earth is an NFL defense. They're going to learn what you do. There is no getting around it. They're going to learn what you do, and then they're going to learn what you can't do and force you to do that. That's the reality of everything. So I want to always, whatever you do great, I want to take it away. And I want to give you that thing that you don't do well and make you go to that because you're less confident. That's what every defense does. And I don't care. You got to continue to develop and continue to grow and progress to be able to deal with it every year. And yeah, and Arabia, a lot of young quarterbacks will have some early success and come back the next year and say, "Oh my God, what is this? What is they figured us out?" And especially the great defensive coordinators, Mike Tomlins, or the old Bill Belichick's. Those guys, then what they'll do, they start doing combo defenses to help put you in your weakest situation. If you're great at reading zone defense, it'll look like a zone the last second. They'll convert one side to a man. They'll be playing man one side, zone the other. All of these things because they figured you out and they are trying to make sure you do what you don't want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that, Mike. I think when you don't have film on a quarterback or you don't have film on anyone, I think that's to your advantage. They don't have any film on you, so you could be a surprise, whether it's
Right.
as a running back, as a quarterback, as a point guard. Even in the NBA, it's the same way. People have those breakout 1 years. We see where a player played point guard that never played point guard ever before, but in the league he's now a point guard because there's no film. There's no film to study this person and know how to guard them, what their weaknesses are just yet. You have things you think they do wrong, but you never seen them on this level. So this new level is a surprise to everyone. And I think it could also work in the other direction. I wouldn't say, let me take that back, Mike. I wouldn't say you're wrong, but I would say there's another way to look at this, and that's that as a rookie, I'm a surprise. So you don't have no film
Right.
on me. You don't know necessarily how to stop me. And if I go out there and decide to be a new player today, I could be a new player today.
Right. And that's
I
what
think
that's
you're
what,
agreeing
that's what
with us,
Arabia
though.
was talking about. Right. That's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly what she was talking about.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
she was saying. She was saying that yeah, young guys come in the league and we don't have film on them because the guys didn't get a chance. All the defensive coordinators didn't get a chance to study these guys in the draft. That's the whole scouting department does that, because they don't know what team you're going to be on. So they're not studying you in the draft until you get your talent on a team and in a system. Now they get to study your talent on that team in that system and where's your weakness. That
Oh, okay.
now that's 16 games. That 16 games, you better
Documented.
come back next year with something new because they will be putting you in the worst situation. There's no getting around it. So we're all saying
Oh,
the
okay.
same thing. But yeah, it is definitely tough the second year around, the third year. You got to keep advancing your game. And that's what Arabia was talking about.
Okay.
Great convo, y'all. But that is all the time that we have for today. Mike and Arabia, it was a pleasure to have y'all both on the show as always.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Okay,
Thank you,
Mike,
guys.
we'll see what
Always
happens
great
with your team later today.
And more cowboy
Yes, we
hats to
will.
come, Mike.
Hey,
Pause. More cowboy
I'm
hats.
shocked y'all let that go. Yeah, I'm shocked y'all ain't had that. Okay, I see what that is. That's all good though. We'll see tonight. We'll be able to talk about it. We will see tonight what happened.
We'll
I
definitely
feel okay
chat.
about it because little man ain't playing. Little man ain't playing. He doesn't supposed to be on the football field. As long as Kyler Murray, little man, he's from Texas. He's always played great here in Texas. So, we have a hard time with little man.
Not a little man. Arabia,
Well, Jacoby Brissett is leading the offense way more efficiently than Kyler Murray right now. So maybe you should work just a bit.
Right. But I like Jacoby because I know he's going to be where he's supposed to be. And we ain't got a pass rush.
Yep.
And the worst thing in the world to do is not have a pass rush and have a quarterback that can run. Now he has all day in the pocket, and if nothing goes on, he can break out and run and go get some. Jacoby ain't really trying to run. He's trying to throw the ball. So I'm okay with that. But Kyler Murray, it just seems like it's something here in Texas. He comes, he plays well here all the time. It's where he won high school championships are at. So he gets that confidence whenever he's playing in Texas. So I'm kind of, I'm okay with him not being here.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.